So, in this video, we'll be talking about Moon in Capricorn in the 12th house. So, the Moon in Capricorn has to do with feeling responsible for the emotions or the stability of others, especially in a work sense, a career sense, or in a public sense. So, with this placement, people that have Moon in Capricorn feel like they need to do things that matter to others in order to feel like they matter, and in order to feel secure in themselves, and in order to feel stable. Now, with the influence of the 12th house, which is about harmony, oneness, or also it's about chaos, and it's about all things, sensitivity. So what this means is that somebody with the Moon in Capricorn in the 12th house feels responsible for all things that they feel or sense. There's this tendency to take on a lot of guilt or a lot of other people's emotions, because Capricorn has to do with the emotions of others. It opposes Cancer, which is the natural place the moon should be or feels comfortable. There's no place that the moon should be, but Cancer is where the moon is in its domicile. And the reason being is that Cancer has to do with our own emotions. So in this case, the moon being in the opposite sign makes it in fall. So you tend to sacrifice your own comforts, your own needs, in order to do things that either cater to the emotions of other people or in order to do things that matter to others, and to gain people's respect and recognition, or to gain success. And what those things are is just a reflection of other people's emotions. Every time you do something that affects the feelings of others, this is what makes you remembered in life. This is what gives you recognition, success, and all those Capricorn themes. Again, Capricorn can really be summed down to the emotions of others on a very basic and broad sense. So now with the 12th house, like I said, there's this ability to intuit or feel other people's emotions and to be very sensitive to them. So you must set boundaries and be careful not to take on too much, perhaps guilt or too much responsibility for the well-being of others when it's not your responsibility in some cases. If Capricorn is responsibility and the 12th house is harmony, another way to explain this placement is feeling responsible for harmony. So when there's dissonance or disagreements, negative energy in the air, or in group situations, or in interpersonal situations, you will most certainly feel somewhat responsible for it, no matter what. That's the tendency, but it doesn't mean that you are actually responsible. It's just you take on the emotions of other people. So let's say somebody's in a negative mood. You may feel that and feel like you must take responsibility for it, or feel like you want to fix it. This is a extremely empathic placement. The moon in the 12th house would indicate somebody that is emotionally chaotic, because the emotions are constantly changing and they're constantly making connections regarding everything. So everything that happens, they'll be able to make a connection to themselves and their own emotions and how they're responsible. But in your case, since it's Capricorn there, the Capricorn is giving your moon some semblance of stability. So you're able to maintain a smooth face, or a calm face, or a semblance of structure to yourself, despite all this stuff that you're picking up on and all these emotions that you're taking on from other people and from your environment unintentionally. You're energetically sensitive, but you're still able to maintain this structure, dependable, maintaining your cool, face and this way of carrying yourself. So it's very interesting, this placement. Now, I think I covered most of it in terms of other people's emotions and how you take it on, and you just make connections all the time. And I think I covered that part pretty well. What Capricorn can also be about with the moon here is that you're able to pick up on or intuit how other people feel about you and your status and who you are and how important you are or stuff of that nature. So people with moon in Capricorn, in a general sense, no matter which house, they feel like they must meet up to other people's expectations in order to feel secure. But in this case, with the 12th house, it's like you will overly be sensitive to it. And you will even feel shame, perhaps, if you don't feel like you're meeting up to people's expectations. And it feels like every little thing is influencing or a sign of how other people feel about you. That's how it feels. Like everything people say, do, or anything that happens around you is like a reflection to you of like how you are or aren't meeting up to people's expectations. And this is just that ability to make all these connections. And the 12th house has to do with assumptions. So sometimes these connections are not necessarily merited, or they're not actually true. They're just assumptions. So you just assume a lot how other people feel about you based on different phenomena that you pick up on. So you're just highly intuitive in a general sense. And so it's a very creatively powerful placement as well, because Pisces is the 12th house, which is associated with Pisces, is a mutable house. And so with these changing emotions or these changing this ability to make connections, you're always coming up with new ideas. Pisces is the third sign from Capricorn. The third house has to do with ideas, new projects, communication, intellect. You have this ability to make connection between ideas, and you're able to ground it into reality because of that Capricorn influence that your moon has. And part of what you want in life, or how you feel stable and secure, is you want to be recognized, but you want to be recognized for creative things. That's what the 12th house is. You want to make these connections and bring new things, new beauty into the world, or turn real life or turn reality into a more ideal place through your projects, your investments, your career, whatever it is you do. There's an element of creativity to it, and making connections between ideas that other people would not be able to be perceptive of. So very powerful placement. I could really go on for a long time about this one because there's so many avenues that I can go with it. And the energy I'm picking up on feels like so scattered and so chaotic, so many connections. And this is exactly what this placement is about. I'm picking up on the energy as I'm speaking, as I'm trying to explain what it means, So also with this third house, background influence, what this indicates is that when people talk to you or speak to you or communicate with you, or when you're communicating, you can feel other people's emotions. So this can be a stressful position, or like an overwhelming position emotionally, in that sense. Like you can feel how other people think or feel about you when you're talking to them. Also, there's just this ability to understand how to influence other people's feelings using your communication. So you can be a strong communicator with this placement, and you can communicate unconventional or brand new or very creative ideas that still sound realistic because you have the Capricorn, like I said, that makes you grounded, makes your ideas and your yourself still be grounded despite all this mutable energy. So yeah, it can make a communicator, strong communicator, I should say. Somebody with very creative communication and that can communicate like powerful ideas. So hopefully that was interesting, entertaining, and insightful. And other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider checking out my Patreon, where I've made a 2-part series about the meaning of the moon. As well, when you sign up, it comes with a free natal chart reading from me, or also a free inquiry, if that's what you want. So either a chart reading or an inquiry, any type of questions that you need answered through astrology, and I can look at your chart or look at the astrology. But yeah, so other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.